My name is Frank. It's quite big there. Everybody can see it. I'm very honored to be here, and I'm not happy to. Well, I'm kind of surprised I'm the last one, which is the hardest, I know, because everybody speaks really well. Sitting back there was really enjoying it. I'm the only person probably from a technical background, so I've been in software engineering development throughout my career in the past 20 years. I became one of the IBM in 2006 through a FileNet acquisition. So it's another American company. So we are specialized into enterprise content management, and we sell product to banks, insurance companies, etc. And so without taking too much time by myself, I'm going to dive into IBM's perspective on the innovation. Yeah, so the few different numbers here. As IBMers, we're always proud of that. We are a big company, we are large, and we have long history. So 1911 was the company when it was first set up. So over 100 years. It's ancient. It's like you look at a tree with kind of this big, massive company. And when I first joined the company in 2006, because FileNet was a much smaller company, I could feel, innovation is different. Like this pretty lady mentioned there, a large company has a lot of bureaucracy, so it's hard to go through a lot of new ideas. But throughout the history of IBM, I could see that there have been a lot of transformations. For example, in 1911, who knows IBM was first making manufacturing or building? Anybody can guess? I'm no treat though. So okay, I'll answer myself. So IBM actually first created clock and punch cards. They're kind of when they start the business. So it's nothing about computers, and then they start to evolve over time. I'm not going through all the numbers. But I'm going to pick the what interests me. So 2011, I guess you all heard of Watson, the artificial intelligence. Yeah. So it's actually the moment when everything changed. So IBM has been, doing well and not so well, not so well. It's like a lot of the PowerPoints kind of going like this, stock going up and down, up and down. There's lack of new ideas. So Watson was really the first time using innovation. So set up a goal that's doable, and then achieve that. So from that jeopardy, and then everything happened just naturally. And another one I want to mention is 2018. Last year, anybody know what happened to IBM last year? It spent $34 billion to buy a company called Red Hat. So that's super, it's just the amount of money that IBM is willing to contribute to new ideas and to expand the rapidness of the innovation or the rapidness of the technology that's changing. Later on, I will touch different topics. So one of them is Watson, so artificial intelligence. Another topic to touch is on the multi-cloud. So what IBM set that into two chapters. So first chapter is digital transformation. It's for companies who has, been using traditional way to. There's nothing into the digital format. So transformation is the first step to chapter 1. Chapter 2 is about connectivity. So that's why IBM bought $34 billion to buy a big company called Red Hat to enable the multi-cloud environment. So in this slides, we will roll back the time when IBM was in 2011 minus 6, that's 2005, okay. 2005, when Watson, that idea come up. So it spent 6 years to build that system. So at the time when it started, it was nothing special. It just say, okay, we want to invest into AI, and it's hard to to set a goal or to make an artificial intelligence that really stand out. And it's you can do AI in, for example, smart toilets or smart handsets. They are all small, but where could be something that's achievable? So Jeopardy is the American program. It's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but it's different in a way that in American it's a lot of speech. So it's nothing on typing and anything. It's about speech. And you can choose the question you want. If your time you spend, you can watch that program. So basically, the challenge is that we want to make a computer that understand human language. So at the time was English. Now IBM, Watson speak 12 different languages, but at the time only English. So how does that understand interact with people just with human language without keying anything, without typing? And also how, what in the innovation of Watson, what kind of value can it take? For example, when they answer questions, how to make that answer, more accurate, the algorithm behind. So it's a lot of semantic, a lot of technology, a lot of ideas behind this to make that artificial intelligence. Basically, what that video wants to show is that it's when Watson was starting, within that 6-year period, with that 6-year journey, how to create a artificial intelligence that understands human talking. And then it's not easy when we speak, making a sentence. It has to make this machine to understand what's a subject, what's a verb, and how to, sometimes we can say slang, how that slang become meaningful to a machine. So it's a lot of semantic, a lot of, we call NLP, natural language processing within the machine. So IBM spent so much time, so much effort. Yeah, 6 years was a long investment to it, but it's not just it. So innovation kind of grow from a dot, and then you join different dots together and making something special. And what happened after that? Like there was a previous speaker also mentioned about there's a huge drive now in technology. So everything become possible. A lot of impossible, like for example, human genome, it's already been finished. So we can use genetic to predict, or even to understand what medicine can be specific for a specific person. And also for banking-wise, security-wise, blockchain used to be impossible because blockchain will kind of grow over time. We don't have that much space. Who want to invest that money? But because of the cloud make everything happen now. So does anybody know blockchain or heard of blockchain? Yeah. So blockchain, in a nutshell, it will grow. It's a data that will grow. It has an identity within itself. For example, if you buy a diamond, for example, diamond is more expensive. If you buy a diamond, you want to know where the sources come from. So blockchain is perfect for that because every buyer bought the diamond will encrypt it. And programmer like myself, I can't decrypt it. So everything is encrypt over encryption. So you know the history. So it's perfect using for food industry and different industries as well. I know blockchain this year, 2019, this year, it was keynote from Hyundai Card. It's a South Korean company. Also, you apply the Watson to help them with the banking. So he was saying, nowadays, the young generation, they don't like to talk to people. They don't want to ask questions anymore. They like texting. So that their bank using Watson as the artificial intelligence behind the phone, and anytime they could just type a question, okay, what kind of policy entitlement do I have? So everything answered back within text. And that Hyundai car become one of the biggest company in Korea now. Within 3 years, I think, for them to transform their banking system. So we did, okay. IBM has been a company that's not just creating product itself, it's often partnering with different industries to help business to drive, to make them innovate better. And by doing so, IBM has come up with a framework. Let's see. So we kind of summarize that into 3 different perspectives: an organization itself, and the culture, and the process to make that happen. So within, I'm only going to touch the very basic stuff. From the company perspective, is if there's business, or if you are a business, or if you're a business owner, or if you work for a company, or if you want to start up a company, you're welcome to come to IBM to engage with our specialists. So there is a Think Lab in IBM that welcome all different sectors to come and then partnering or to come up with new ideas to create. The innovation within the organization itself, so within the framework, it kind of structure everything from the starting point. What does the company need from organization itself to making judgment of the resources that they have. For example, if your company only have 10 people, and if you have 100,000 in your statement, and you're not going to invest something that not really relate to your business. So that's more the framework is making the company partner to be more focused on what they should or the direction that they innovate, and also a dedicated team should be created for within the company. And they talk about the culture. Again, culture is basically for all the employees to be encouraged, not to be closed up. Ideas that work better if it's opened up, if you share, you can come up with all different kind of things. And agile, that was being mentioned earlier as well. So nowadays, it's not about think well and then think through thoroughly and create something. It's about open up quickly, because otherwise some other company has created the same thing, which you'll be replaced. The process will be the combination of the both to tie everything together. So it's not about having a great idea only. You have to about the funding as well, and how to make the money coming, repeated. IBM within the system itself, using cognitive, it could tell you what kind of area you can invest more and what kind of area you can reduce to create benefits. So over the years, IBM has created a framework for innovation. So basically, it's a framework that's to help businesses, whether the size of big or small companies. So Jimmy mentioned, that's repeating what the slides earlier. Okay, yeah. So within this slide, I just want to mention about the innovation. So innovation works better if you don't have to work on your repeating the work that you do every day. So basically, letting the artificial intelligence to do your mundane job, and then you can have more time to look at what's important. Okay, these are basically different benefits that IBM can bring to your business. And again, with our CEO, we mentioned like IBM is one of the most diversity business that embrace different perspective, and that gives the innovation grow within the company. So I just want to close. This is my last slide now. Innovation ecosystem. So innovation is not an event; it's a process. So to our view is that it's great to invent something. You can invent one thing, and then what's next? So the most important is if you look at the process like a tree, and if you look at the innovation, this tree is to make nutrients. I don't know anybody like plants. I love plants. So like a tree can grow fruits, an apple tree, etc. But if you only aiming to grow apple, that's not good enough, because the tree need nutrients. So the process is making the right kind of nutrient for the plants for it to grow. And so that's my end of the slides. That's it. Thanks very much.